One of the things that has become a constant in my life as a mom to an autistic child is meetings with professionals. My life has now been decorated. My calendar is decorated with meetings after meetings with professionals, regular meetings. Some of them are child in need meetings. Some of them will be having 5 professionals from different departments that are supporting my son. Some of them will be having more than 10 professionals. And these are regular meetings for us to see how best we can see and meet my son's needs. And the reason why these meetings are a lot is because my son is a very variable profile. His profile is massively variable. He has got so many things that are different, that are variable, that you have to study him. And those aspects of his personality are because he is autistic and he has also ADHD, Tourette's syndrome, anxiety, learning difficulty, and all these conditions, they require support. And these teams, they come together, we sit down, we meet with me as the parent, we meet and we discuss what is working at the moment for my son so that we implement. So my son does not have a plan that really lasts for longer. It gets reviewed very frequently because he has got this massive variable profile. I want to explain what is a massive variable profile. Looking at my son's condition and how best you can support somebody with a massive variable profile like my son. So if you do have a child on the autism spectrum and then they have other conditions like the situation with my son, you might need to hang around and maybe you can pick 1 or 2 things from this conversation. To start off with, I want to describe what a massive variable profile is. I want to try and break it down into chewable chunks, into something that can be understood by somebody who is hearing this massive variable profile for the first time. So a massive variable profile, it means a child can be way ahead in years in a certain area and way behind in another area. That is exactly how my son is. There's one aspect that you can be guaranteed that my son is way ahead his age. When we talk of vocabulary, my son, he has got the right vocabulary, and I want to clap hands for myself because I think I played a very major role there. The reading culture that we introduced in our house, we love reading, we love journaling. So because of that reading culture, I think he then grew so much vocabulary within him. He has got so much vocabulary. And sometimes I always sit back and wonder what would have happened if we had not worked hard building this reading culture in him. Because considering that we later found out that he has got autism, he has got ADHD, he has got Tourette's syndrome, he has learning difficulty, he has got anxiety, he has got Tourette's syndrome. We later found out that, but we had already developed a culture of reading quite a lot in the house, not only for him, for his older brother. His older brother is now even loving and enjoying writing himself. He's a published author of 2 books. One about autism, where he's sharing his personal experiences of growing with a sibling who is on the autism spectrum, and the other book is about personal development for teenagers, things that he has done. He is a teenager now, things that he has done, things that he's doing, that he has found that to work for him, and he thought he could share with the rest of the world. And he's already working on his 3rd book. This has been built because of the reading culture that we created when they were very young. Every day we read, at least a page. We read, every day we read. And because of that, now it's benefiting my son. He has a learning difficulty, but when it comes to vocabulary, when he is talking, he will use vocabulary that you know, that you even then start wondering, where is the learning difficulty if he can use such kind of vocabulary? I'll use an example of what happened. I think I used again in one of the 2 or 3 videos ago, where the video that I did on his birthday on Monday, the 3rd of November, where he spoke to one of my friends over the phone, and in fact he negotiated with me, and my friend could hear it from the other end, where he said, can I please talk to her just for a bit? You see, this is a person who knows how to negotiate. If all things are equal for him, if he's well regulated, he know exactly what language to use, he know exactly which register to use, he know exactly what way to convince, and I can say he's a very good negotiator when he's well regulated. So this is something also that becomes a concern to professionals, because when they look at him with the other challenges that he presents, like when he goes for speech therapy or for occupational therapy, sometimes today, I remember the other day, the occupational therapist giving us a report in one of these child in need meetings, and she was saying, you see, with Christopher, today you can read a story and you'll be able to tell back everything that is happening. Then the following day, you want to continue with that story, he cannot even pick up a word, he can't concentrate, and because of the ADHD and other conditions that he has, like learning difficulty, on that particular day he just seems to not be able to concentrate, to not be able to follow the story, even if a story can be shorter than the one they read yesterday and he managed to comprehend. So I wanted to share today to say, sometimes what we do when these kids are younger, it will help in the future. It will help even if they don't get diagnosed with these conditions in future, but we would have built a very good foundation. My son, one of the reasons why he's massively having a variable profile is because he's very good. He can comprehend. When he's well regulated, he can comprehend stuff. He can use very good language. He can use, he has got a good command of English. And that is a good thing. And I want to encourage parents, read stories to your children. Encourage your children to read. It does help with their vocabulary. Special needs or not, encourage your children to read. So let's continue again with this, profile that is massively variable. So we said one moment he's reading his words far above his age level. He is comprehending stories far above his level. Then the next minute, he is overwhelmed by a simple change in routine. It's not inconsistency. It is how his brain works. He is not good at one thing and bad at another. He is unique on how his strengths and challenges show up. That is just what a massively unique profile means. A massively variable profile means. It just means he is just unique in how his strengths and challenges show up. So I want to share, I've already shared one real life example of what happened on Monday. Today is Thursday when I'm recording this video. It's a Thursday. And that what happened on Monday, which is 3 days ago on his birthday. Today is Thursday, 6th of November. And the scenario I used happened on the 3rd November, which is 3 days ago. Because I want to bring people into our world so that they can understand. When we say we have challenges with Christopher, sometimes we forget that he has got this massive variable profile. We celebrate a milestone that he has read a story, he has managed to remember all the words, he is using a very good command of English. Then the following day, he cannot even use the correct language or the language that expresses basic needs that he requires. Just like I want water or I'm thirsty. Sometimes he struggles to express that. So that is a very massive variable profile. And he can remember every train route in our village, in our city where we live here in Oxford, but can't always remember where his shoes are when we are getting ready for school. And he can talk about things like people that he grew up with around in Cape Town. But then he will struggle with simple things, just telling me whether he's sad or tired or he's not feeling well. He can struggle to tell us that I'm not feeling well. but you will remember the complex details. That is again another scenario of where this variable profile is evident. And he can also incredibly loving. He is such a loving person. The other variable aspect of my son's profile is that he can be an incredible loving person. I remember on his birthday, one of my neighbors sent me a message and said, "Happy birthday, Chris. The person who hugs so wholeheartedly, a person with big hugs." And we get this compliment from so many people. If you have met Chris in person, you will know that he loves giving those big, tight hugs. But on the contrary, I don't know if contrary is the right word, but on the other hand, he loves his space. Once he's got sensory overload, he wants his space. So you might meet him the following day and he just doesn't even want to give people hugs at all. And then you wonder, what did I do wrong? No, it's not what you would have done. It's just that on that day, hugs is not his way of showing you that he cares. So these are some of the things that I keep learning from having a child with a massive variable profile because of his conditions that he's living with. So you find that even himself, he is not the same every day. I know even us neurotypical people, we are not the same every day. We're not feeling the same every day. We don't have the same energy every day. And sometimes we don't even have the same the same attitude towards different subjects of life. But with special needs children, it's a little bit more deeper. It's a little bit more complex. And that's why sometimes we then think they are just difficult people to deal with. But sometimes it's beyond their control. It's not like they're deliberately choosing to be difficult. Even themselves, they can't even help. They don't even know how to help it. But that's how they are just wired. We go back again to the wiring of the brain. So at first, I really found it very confusing. How can someone be so brilliant and be so vulnerable at the same time? Because that is very confusing. But I've then learned that being vulnerable is not a flaw. It's not a weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's actually a strength. It's a beautiful strength. And my job as the mother is not to fix him. It's not to make sure that we get rid of those flaws. No, my job as his mother is to help the world understand him. Because when the world understands my son, then they can support him, they can support me to support him. And this is my message. In closing, this is what I want to say. When you meet a child with autism, don't assume what they can or what they can't do. Their profile might be massively variable, but their potential is massive. Meet that child where they are every single day. Meet them where they are at that particular time of the day. I'm proud of my son. I'm proud of every version of him. On his best days and on the hard ones too. This is what massively variable looks like. It looks like my beautiful Christopher. Thank you very much for watching, and I really appreciate your support. I am so thankful for your support. Please tell me in the comment section what you think about massive variable profiles of autistic individuals. Tell me what you think we should do to support individuals like these. And see you in the next video. See you then.